Hey guys, this is Tyler. Before we go any further, I should probably warn you, spoilers ahead. So before I spit too much fire at the movie, I should first say that I enjoyed it. I didn't feel like I wasted my money at the theater. Batman killing people with no remorse, without any thought? No. That goes against the mythos. That goes against everything. That's central to his character. If he killed people, Joker would have been done a long time ago. We'd have had just 2 Robins. That was just crazy to me, especially since the Christopher Nolan movies went out of their way to show Batman not killing people. He's just mowing people down. He's using a gun at the end on the pyro guy. My next gripe is with Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. So not Lex Luthor. I know there's been several iterations of Luthor, but this one just didn't play well for me. It was more Joker-esque. It was just scatterbrained, like he wasn't completely in the moment. Lex Luthor, I know, would never lose his train of thought at a public forum. And I don't mind them going with smart Lex Luthor, focusing on his brains rather than his brawn. Even that, I didn't really get a sense that he was all that genius. I mean, he cracks into Superman's ship there. He's able to all of a sudden take General Zod's carcass and a little bit of his blood and he can make Doomsday? Really? It seemed too easy bake oven for me. Another big critique of the movie is it was just too much rolled into one. Any one of these stories could have been an entire movie in itself. The movie was like 2.5 hours long. They could have condensed it to 2 hours and focused on one of these elements. I feel like they're playing catch up with Marvel, putting everything into fast forward mode, but it does a disservice to themselves. They're only hurting themselves by doing this. Marvel laid the groundwork. They had several solo films before they dove into the Avengers. We didn't have that with these movies. We had one Superman movie. I feel like we could have used another to build upon the character. We could have used a solo Ben Affleck Batman movie. Batman versus Superman in and of itself, that's a story. Then Lex Luthor felt rushed. We didn't get enough of him. They could have done an entire movie building up his character, maybe just in the background of a movie, and then introduce him as a main villain. And then introducing Doomsday at the tail end of the movie? Insane. Like, Doomsday is a huge wrecking ball, massive villain, and he's just tossed in here. And okay, it took Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman to take him down. It's quite a trifecta. But he's still Doomsday. He deserves more than the last 20 minutes of a movie. I didn't like how they were just trying to roll all this into one into jumpstarting the Justice League movie. I am one of the few who rarely complains about casting decisions because I feel casting directors know what they're doing. When everyone was poo-pooing Heath Ledger as Joker, I was one of the few who said, give the guy a chance. And it turns out it was amazing. When they cast Ben Affleck, I said, give him a chance. I bet it'll be alright. He was. Ben Affleck nailed it. But The Flash, they have Ezra Miller playing the Flash, and I thought, yeah, he's a good actor. He'll be fine for the movie. He did not look like the Flash in any of his scenes. At least shave the guy. Flash doesn't have a mustache. What is this? And then the cameos themselves. Flash's was pretty good with the convenience store footage, but then Aquaman's, like, what was going on with that? He's just like posing in front of the camera. The Cyborg one, like, it was too contrived. They should have just condensed it with the professor there going towards the camera. That would have been enough. And then Wonder Woman. I didn't have an issue with Wonder Woman except for the beginning. They kind of showed her more Catwoman-esque, like espionage, getting the better of Batman, and that would never happen. To sum it up, enjoyable movie. You're not going to waste your money by going to see it. Don't see it in 3D. That didn't add anything, I thought, but just a lot of things they break away from the tone, the mythos that they already had. Now, Henry Cavill is a really good Superman, but the writers do him a disservice by having him solely focused on Lois. I got the impression that he just didn't care about the rest of the world. He only cares about Lois. And to me, that's not Superman. He would give his life to save Metropolis, to save the world. It seems like this movie gave the impression that he's doing it all for her. For most of the movie, they're questioning Superman's relevance. Whether he's godlike figure, whether he's a good guy, whether we can trust him. They have these opposing sides. So you have these clashing viewpoints. If I'm being honest, on a scale of 0 to 10, I would probably give it a 5. I know that's a harsh rating. There were several things that just bothered me about this movie. It felt too rushed. Like I said, that might be because they're really trying to catch up to Marvel. No Easter egg at the end? Come on, that's lame. You know Marvel's doing it. Give us something. I mean, if your biggest rival's gonna do it, you should probably follow suit or come up with something unique of your own. One of my favorite moments was his scene with Kevin Costner, Pa Kent. I think Man of Steel missed it by not showing off more of the relationship between Pa Kent and Clark Kent. There was a lot of focus on his Kryptonian past. I think there's been way too much focus on Superman's Kryptonian past, not enough on his Kansas roots, his Smallville roots. He's as American as American pie. That's the point. That's why he fights for us with his dying breath. Those are my thoughts on the movie. I am looking forward to Suicide Squad. That looks flippin' awesome. I do look forward to future projects from DC. I'm hoping they hear some of these criticisms and figure out a way to improve. Thanks.